Hey YouTube, it's Susie's on the scene. And welcome to my Thinking Cap Tuesday. For those of you all who came from my other channel, Susie Cusey, you may, and if you watch my vlogs, you may remember me talking about my buddy. And for those of you all who don't know or don't remember who Buddy is, Buddy works with me. He works in a department that I used to work in back in, I say, May. And he still works in the same department. And, you know, I talk to him on my breaks and lunch and stuff like that. And we have developed, you know, a real friendship because we text and stuff too. And the key thing about him is he's hearing impaired, and according to him, he can't hear shit. Even though he wears a hearing aid, he says he can't hear anything, but he can read lips very well. And I often call him a genius because I look at my videos and I look at my mouth, and if I turn the volume down, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, you know? So I don't know how he know, but all I say, he a genius. Anyway, I think the last time I talked about him, I talked about how he seems to have a real bad temper. And that day he had, you know, almost flipped a cart over on me, not on purpose, hitting me, but he was mad at somebody else. But you know, since then, you know, I still been talking to him, and like I say, we've been texting most recently, and he's really not a bad person. I mean, everybody has their days where they just fed up and they sick of folks, you know, playing games with them. So, I can see that he's not just no crazy psycho. He is, I mean, I know this cliche, he's just misunderstood. This is cliche, I know. But this is reality for him, because like I say, he can't hear shit. So a lot of things go on that he don't know nothing about, and if you not standing in his face where he can hear you, I mean not hear you, but can read your lips, he don't know what you're talking about. And I don't, you know, I keep trying to make myself not like him in a romantic way, but I can't help it. And I'm sure talking to him every day and texting him every day or every other day does not help the situation. And he just got me stuck in this friend zone, you know. And I keep thinking, you know, I'm like a kid. I keep thinking that one day he'll see that, you know, I'm a good woman, you know. And I think about, you know, he tells me a lot of things. And I know one reason, the number one reason why he don't want to date anyone seriously is because he was engaged back in the summer. I didn't know this until last month or so when he finally told me. He was engaged to this lady, and he had been with her maybe 2 years, maybe a little longer than that. And she took him down through there, you know, because when he met her, I think she was an interpreter, and I don't know, they just hit it off from there because, of course, you know, he could read her lips, and they did the sign language too, so, And he said she the one made the first move, like, oh, you gonna be my friend, you know. And he said they just hit it off from there. And but she was recently divorced. No, she was in the process of getting divorced. And I guess in the midst of them dating or whatever, her divorce was finally made found. And the thing was, I mean, he said for the most part they had a good relationship, but she was real jealous, and she was real kind of vindictive. She also had religious spirituality issues, because, and I understand what she was going through. She was a Jehovah's Witness. Well, she was what's called disfellowshipped Jehovah's Witness. And what that means is that, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses try their best to live by the Bible. You know, the 10 Commandments. No fornication, no adultery, no, I know it's the same thing. No killing, no, all of that. I ain't got it in my head right now, but you know what I'm saying. So her issue was the adultery, fornication issue, and she was what's called disfellowshipped from the organization, because and I told him, because I used to be one from high school up until maybe for like a total of 8 years, all through high school, and then like 4 years after. So for a total of 8 years, I was a witness, but I wasn't a baptized witness. I was always studying to be one. So I never was disfellowship. I would go when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know, as far as sinning. And when I get to the point where I'm like, ooh, the devil done took over, I just stopped going, because it always worked on my conscience. I couldn't consciously keep going, knowing that when I leave her, I'm going to go to this dude house and bang him. You know what I'm saying? So, with her, she was married, but she said her and her husband, they had been married like 10 years. She said the first 2 years, this is what he told me, her first 2 years were great. The last 8, she was miserable, because she said that her husband, didn't have sex with her. And she says the reason why he didn't have sex with her was because he didn't find her attractive anymore, and he watched a lot of porno. I don't know how true that is. This is what he told me that she told him. So I'm 3rd generation. Anyway, so he's mentally messed up, because 1 minute, I'm talking about my buddy is mentally messed up because this girl took him through so much. Because 1 minute she was like, okay, I gotta get back into I gotta get basically start back going to the Kingdom Hall. I gotta get reinstated. That's it. She gotta get reinstated back into the organization, into the religion. And the only way she can do that is to stop fornicating, number one. And since she can't just completely stop fornicating, she wanted to get married. She wanted to marry my buddy. He was like, okay, you know. But it's like throughout their courtship, 1 minute she'll be like, well, we can't have sex because there's fornication and I'm trying to do right and I'm trying to get back in this and this and that. And he was like, okay, whatever you need to do. I mean, I'm still going to be here with you. I still love you. I still want to be with you. So whatever you need to do, we're going to do that together. And it's like a couple of weeks will pass and then she'll be like, you don't find me attractive. You don't love me. You don't want to make love to me. And so he'd be like, but I thought you said you couldn't. I thought you said you didn't, that wasn't right or whatever. And it was against your religion or your principles or whatever. And then she'd be like, but you don't love me. And so he'd be like, you want to do it? Come on. Take your clothes off. Well, come here, I'll take your clothes off, whatever, you know, and then they would do it. And then they'd do it, you know, consistently 2-3 days or whatever. And all of a sudden, like, her conscience would kick in, and then she'd be like, no, we can't do it no more. I knew exactly what she was going through because I went through this. So I tried my best to explain to him, you know, what she was going through mentally. I said, you know, and I was telling him, I said, I wasn't always in a relationship. I was just in a, you know, we kicking it situation. I'd be by myself for a while, going to the Kingdom Hall, doing X, Y, you know, participating in activities, you know, going out in what we call field service, which is ministering and all of that. And then, I, you know, go home. I'm lonely. I was living by myself. I had no children. I have nobody living with me. It was just always me. So I was lonely, and so it's like, ooh, I need a companion. And then I would get a companion, and then there you go. But and I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm just trying to explain to you why he is the way he is. And it's been, he said, probably today it'll be 8 months since he's been with her, since he's been with a woman, period, because he does not believe in having sex outside of a relationship. Not necessarily outside of a marriage, but outside of a committed relationship, which is great. I love that. But he is scared to get in a relationship. Now, he always asking me what I'm waiting on, you know, and I just give him all kind of little stuff. Like, I can't never find no man till the summertime. And, you know, so they can see my lovely lady lumps. You know, I just say whatever. But he already know. He already know how I feel about him. He just try not to think about that. But, I just can't help but to like him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that one day he'll get to the point where he'll let go of whatever he went through with her. Hopefully one day he'll let it go and move on from there. And he don't have to necessarily move on with me. I mean, I want to be his friend regardless. I mean, if he get another woman, I mean, we ain't going to be as close as we are now, because I wouldn't feel right being in his face all the time. And he got a woman at home. I wouldn't even do that. But as long as he's still single and not in no relationship, I'm right there. Hey, bub. But I don't know. I just think about it all the time, you know. I think about it all the time. But that's all was on my mind today. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye.